Hello everybody, happy Thursday. Let's go ahead and talk about how we're going to use some tarot or similar decks and related inspirational images to maybe get you through plotting your next book. See you here in a minute. Oh, welcome on back into the edit shift, everybody. My name is Jenna O'Malley. It is very good to see you. I am your soul writer, author of sci-fi, fantasy, of dashes and romance and nerdy references. If you're here live or on the replay, thank you so much for your patronage, your subscribership, and your likeage and your mores. Glad to have all of you here. So we are actually going to be looking at some outlining type things. I went ahead and dropped a copyable Google Doc, both there live and in the description box on the replay, along with the master folder, that the PDF version. You can find all the tarot related act by act plotting things in there as well if you want to check it out. And thank you to everybody on the Authortuber playlist and the Booktuber playlist for including me every Thursday on your rotations. On Tuesday, I'm going to be visiting our friend Rachel D. Adams. She's going to be doing the blurb for book 1 of my trilogy about the humans and their lives in part of my world. So do check in or check out her services. Miranda's here. Miranda's here. Good to see you, my friendo. I hope you and others of our soul bards are doing really well. So without much further ado, I'm going to go ahead and switch on over into our document. If you want to go ahead and take a moment to make a copy of that while I get a poll going, go ahead and do so. So as I see, my poll did not start with us. So go ahead and make a copy. And of course, Google will make your very own copy of the journal that you can go ahead and type on workbook, journal, whichever you want to call it. You can go ahead and type on, or you could print it, or so on. Again, there's a PDF version in the second link I shared that goes to my website. So Laura, hello. I hope it goes well. Okay, that sounds like a worth it research trip, and for you, some soul care, refill the well. Definitely roll those things in 2 in 1 when you're able. I hope the trip went great for you. So, Writing with Fiction and Tarot and Dice is a workshop that I gave at, and do give at, a couple of different in-person events now. Mama Maggie and I have given a version of this, and I've taught it in a couple of other people's virtual spaces. We're doing a full run here since the in-person version I tried to record earlier in the year did not exactly give me good quality as I had hoped. So please feel welcome to join us for the brainstorming basics we'll cover in this outline between today, next week, and maybe a little more, so that you can write your tales as a contemporary soul bard in this era while using tools that help us to work with fate in our characters' lives. Now, in the context of adding randomosity that is a controlled randomosity, aka dice, aka tarot and similar cards, that's kind of what fate is here. It's the randomosity chance that you might get a prompt that inspires you to maybe take a chapter a slightly different way than you originally intended. Just like how tarot are, as Jamie of mytarot.org says, the pages owe a book for us. Why can they not be for our characters? Fascinating, if you ask me. Fascinators. We have fascinators. Oh, God, we have fascinators. We're in trouble. So let's go ahead and check in. I do offer this prompt here first and foremost, tarot tracker for plotting. What is the plot throwing at your characters? Like how life throws us lemons. Meatloaf says, we want our money back. Well, let's have our characters pay rent instead. So let's find out. Using tarot or any other deck of your picking, you can lay out events for characters to come up against. In tabletop RPGs or in video games, this might be the workings of the world going on, per se. The rumor mill is another wording that DMs and GMs have. You guys, I love them emojis. I need to add more emojis for y'all, seriously. Miranda, can you share the Google Doc link again? I sure can, especially if it disappeared on you all on your end. I'm sorry if that happened. I can fix it, I think. Fix it, Felix. I can fix it. Okay, 1 second, please. Load. Thank you. As my computer is like, Jenna. Okay. Hopeful. Oh, no, it gave me an ugly link. I don't like it when it does that. Copy link. Copy address. Okay, it gave me a better one. Maybe? No, it didn't. Let me go the long way, everyone. Hold on. Edit. It should be right here. Right there. In the description box was where I had to find it. We're just having a little bit of lag and spinny wheels here, so I apologize if they're coming up on your all's end. If you would like a copy of this document, you can find it here. That should also be in the description box, y'all. Okay? So before we start drawing cards, though, let's journal about your main characters. This is one of those moments of if you have character sheets, go ahead and pull them up. Or if you have any character notes or backstory already in play, you can go ahead and fill this out with that information. Why do these things matter? That your characters will have to use their reaction and reflection basis of a comparison to any tarot cards or anything else you could draw for the next page, okay? Just like how we are makings of our own backgrounds, of our own cultures, of our own, as they call them in education, acquired childhood experiences, ACEs. There's a video elsewhere on this channel about that. You can definitely see where this lets you flesh those things out. So if you haven't done that already, I would definitely say take the time to do so when we do sprints here in a little bit. For the sake of today, I'm going to show you the next page on. We're going to assume that you all have character backstory and things already together. Yes, you can delete the lines there and there in case you planned on printing this thing for yourself to write on, because I know some of my friendos like to do the handwriting for this. I normally would handwrite this. We're going to try it with typing because my top-down video would not work today, unfortunately, and my handwriting is not that great. So now that you have some notes on your characters and how they think, function, behave, and relate to the world they live in, let's see how the world is going to relate to them as part of the plot, shall we? So just like how we took a moment and your characters got kind of a journal entry on their own, we're going to check in with the world. What is happening prior to chapter 1? What is the big mood, the big energy, the big message, the big rumor mill going on? What's going on in the world out there? So, one card, please. One card, please. You're very welcome, my dear. Yes, it is the same one from last week. We're just getting into the nitty-gritty with it since I did more of the presentation-y things last week. Are you getting comfy, Locarino, of time? So I'm going to take the top. Oh, that's an interesting place to start. So I got the King of Pentacles for starting. Earth element, yes, be the leader to protect financially and emotionally. And the question on here says, how can I use my financial resources and leadership skills to create stability and prosperity? Apparently, we're starting in a dystopia. So, King of Pentacles, card meaning. Now, for me, my card came with a little prompt on the card. Sometimes things like the Moonology decks or the Soul Truth deck I have here, or even the Affirmators, might have a prescribed meaning that you can check into, or journal prompts that you can check into. So for me, I'm going to use the journal prompts here, the questions that this deck asks. And yes, I can go ahead and be a good nerd and share the link to that deck for anyone who wants a copy of it. I'll also share my other beginner tarot deck that kind of is like card and deck in one, okay? So the card meaning, what it says here is, how can I use my financial resources and leadership skills to create stability and prosperity? And considering that I'm doing the plot cards for book 7 of the Merna Annals, which is the second book in season 2, yeah, this kind of accurately applies when I said there's been a period of like almost dystopian level prosperity because Sarah Beth was a spoiled kid. She's Vovery and Maria's kid. So yeah, she's been well provided for, the pretty little princess of the Dracokin that she is. And for her, there's a big problem at hand here. Oh, there's a little problem at hand here with little girl. Her dad is very overprotective because she and her sister are one of 3 known Dracokin, including Daddy, to be alive. So, this also could apply with this card. The King of Pentacles can be seen, he's the king. He controls all the money. He's the protector. But some people might find him a little overbearing. Vovery qualifies for that Father of the Year award. So, appropriate choice is as appropriate choice does. And that's a good note for me to have here. Now we're going to start getting into our Act 1, our Act 2A, Climax, Act 2B, Act 3, and ending. You're probably noticing here, wait a minute, I see a number pattern. Is there a reason for this number pattern? Yes. 1 card, 3 cards, 3 cards, 1 card, 3 cards, 3 cards, 1 card. All good things come in 3s, my friends. So that's kind of part of the division as to why I gave you those questions. So that way each section has 3 cards or questions that can loosely come into play. They may have a long-term effect, but they may not. Now, if you're like, this card doesn't fit, maybe what you need is, instead of the upright, look at it in reverse. That's going to be my first bit of advice here. Now, definitely so. Greed, materialism. Boy, is he an arrogant dad. You see how you can flip that on its head? He thinks, Vovery, he's this way, but his daughter thinks he's this way. Also, if it just really doesn't fit, set it aside for later and see if you can work it in, okay? Like, this would be also a good, I would say, climactic card. If I didn't think it fit in here at the start of the story, I could have seen where, hey, that's a nice climactic moment, or that's a nice end of Act 3 moment to reach to, because it's a king. 10 and better, right? 10 and better. So I'm going to go into Act 1 here. I like to go linearly and just draw from top to bottom. Other people have, in previous courses or runs of this class, have done prior to Act 1. They've done all the ones first. So prior to Act 1 is a single card draw. The climactic moment is a single card draw. And then you have your ending after Act 3 going into the next book card, potentially. So they kind of get their anchor points. That's another way to go here if you would so like, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and grab a second card. And work it in. Carpal tunnel's really bad today. Maybe I should have gone with a smaller deck. Okay, it gave me, ooh, that's an interesting choice. And it kind of fits too. You will sometimes see how they randomly fit. We have the 2 of Pentacles. A decision has to be made. There's an imbalance here, okay? Therefore, you need to learn how to be adaptable, flexible, how to juggle priorities, and how to multitask. Oh boy, there's a lot of that going on. So we have 2 of Pentacles. And the question on this one says, how can I find balance between my work and personal life? Oh boy. Sarah Beth finds out a secret that she doesn't want Daddy to know. And if you know who she's dating in book 6, what you're thinking is maybe correct. Anywho, his parents will be happy about it, both sets of them. Her dad, on the other hand. Sarah Beth has a secret to keep, and she really can't keep it for long. Her health is being badly affected by the new battles going on, and she is not getting to see her friends as much as she once did. And she's kind of not a party girl, but she likes to go hang out and have her girl time. So she's not getting that. On the flip side, her parents are also arguing a lot more because of too many divided attention moments. Essentially, Vovry and Maria are for the first time in their mating in like 300 years. And everyone's going, what is wrong with the two of you? You're not the couple that does this stuff. That's normally the other 3 couples. And they're like, just button heads again and again. And they have no clue what's going on yet. So, therefore, we have a yet. And yes, I'm choosing to keep the cards that I already drew out of the deck, whether or not I use them yet. You could put them back in if you wanted. There are no rules. There are no rules. And this is the last one I'm going to walk you through before I think we'll go into a sprint together. Sounds a sprint or 2 together, I should say. Ooh, I'll take that. Oh boy, I'll take that. That's a nice card to get right about now. 4 of Cups, introspection, contemplation, dissatisfaction, and apathy. Is it time to consider new possibilities? That's a nice end of Act 1 card. Like end of Act 1, beginning of Act 2? Yeah, that's nice timing. I'll take that because, yeah, her little secret's going to come out somewhere by the end of Act 1. Therefore, do I put it in the middle or at the end? I think it would fit better here. Depends on how long I would build tension is where I'm at. So I'll put this here, 4 of Cups. Question is it time to consider new possibilities? There isn't an option to hide Sarah Beth's, as the old phrase goes, condition much longer. So they have to decide where to reassign her for her and other people's sakes. There you go. Because that's going to be the big problem. She's one of their main healers. Like, she's as good as her mom and her Aunt Rochelle, and kind of naturally so. So she's kind of like advanced quickly in her training over the last year or so to catch up to the point that she's now helping them train other people a little bit. Like, kind of as she learns stuff, whoever's a couple of steps behind her, she's like, okay, let me pull you up to the gap with me, and you go and grab them, and now let's catch them up together. Kind of like tutoring almost is a better comparison. Or like when you have the senior team manager who's technically a coach in training, could apply to. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and switch us into a sprinty sprint. By the way, y'all, if you are not participating in All the Words August, what are you doing with thine self? There's definitely a lot of cool things still to be had as we get down into the last, say, 10-ish days. If I'm eyeballing the calendar correctly, it's probably more like 9. But go ahead and check out the playlist and more. We're going to go for 2 30-minute sprints. See you soon. Alrighty, everybody, go ahead and save your progress. I managed to get half of my document here with an outline in it, and I needed to go check some notes from book 6 before I could fill in some gaps and determine where a few of the cards I pulled toward the end should go. Like, I got the Hermit and the Sun. It's like, okay, they don't make sense around the climactic moment at all for me in this book. So I'm trying to go hunt down some notes in that regards for it. So next week is where we're going to pick up on that one. I think I'm going to let it rest while I hunt down some things. How's everything for all of you? Yes, I still have our timer kind of running there in the backgrounds for us. How's it for all of you? And let me get me selves switched. There we go. That's not it. That's it. Let's see. Elaine is here. Elaine is here. Welcome in. Elaine is here. Rachel went on an eye break. Definitely take care of you, my friendos. Definitely so. Miranda's revising witches for your CPs. Ooh, and you have a note for your future self from over a year ago. The time. Oh! You have a new chapter to write still? No clue what I was to explain in the new one. Yeah, maybe skip it, or you might remember later after skipping it, question mark. Good evening, Vomika. How are you doing, sweetie? Lots of revisions for Miranda were needed at the beginning paragraphs. You love revising, which is good. A lot of people do not. I'm glad you do. And that makes the words better with every reading. This is very true. I found that you can over-polish things, says the Virgo, but at the same time, I want to make sure it's decently good and worth at least the time I'm putting into it when I put it out into the world too. That's just me. So we are going to get ourselves into a second half an hour sprint. If you wanted the worksheet that I had up there you be, my friendo. There you would be on the Google Doc. It's also pinned for us. I guess I could go ahead and end the poll. And don't forget, Tuesday with Rachel next week and Blurbigenins. And then we also have the Authortuber and Booktuber playlists as well. So do check all the links out. And according to the poll, what kind of plotter or notter are you? Looks like most of us are a mix of, and definitely depends on the project. Yeah, I would venture to say that book 1 was more heavily plotted than any of the other books in the series, and it kind of shows. It kind of stays right in its corner pocket, a little too much so. Martha, hello there. It's good to see you. 136 words with distractions. That's pretty good, my friend. That's pretty good. Glad to have you here with. So another quick heads up, everybody. I am hosting normal schedule for tomorrow night, I believe. And then I'm at a con in Harrisburg, PA, Saturday and Sunday. So I'll be lurking in and out of the sprints and watching other people who are hosting in between for sure. Vomika's doing really good with enjoying World Shift lectures. Nice! And I hope they're treating you very kindly. I always end up with a lot of notes from things like that I always end up going back to like years later kind of deal. So I hope it's kind of the same for you. And I know I chitter-chattered pretty thoroughly at the top of stream. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do is switch ourselves a little early into that final 30 minutes. If you do need a little bit of a break, don't hesitate to take it. I know Jody Jean does start at 8 p.m. Otherwise, we shall see you for Sprint 2 in just a little bit. All right, everybody, if you have not done so already, please save thine work. Thank you for spending some time with me this evening. And don't forget, Jody Jean is going to be starting for Heart Breathings here in just about half an hour, along with others who are on the Authortuber playlist and more. You coming to say hi? Yes. Oh, she's right on time. Say bye-byes. You happy now? You want to go have some fun dinner times and stuffs? Yeah? Okay. It's cuddle time in this house, so as always, take care of yourself. You've always been worth it, and so is your voice.